Hello and welcome to this tutorial series of CST Studio Suite presented to you by High-Tech Electronic Components BV Netherlands, a value-added reseller and award-winning partner of the Sol Systems. My name is Kamal Mustafa and I am application engineer at High-Tech. Me, along with my colleague Jim Creed, we are responsible for providing technical support to our customers in the Benelux region. The purpose of this video series is to introduce our customers with the features that may not be so obvious but can be very important uh, in different applications. Today it's the first series in which is the first video of the series in which I will be talking about the operation, the function called modify locally. So this function is used when you have an imported structure. As you see over here, I have an imported structure which is part of casing of a mobile phone. And I will show you how I make use of modify locally function and do some modification on an imported shapes. As you probably know that once you have an imported shapes, it's not possible to do a lot of modifications on an imported shape like that. For example, if I click on click and try to edit this, I get the error, cannot edit imported or copied shapes. The reason is that there is no information of this model in the history list. If you go to history list, you will see that this is only an imported shape. So the history list has no information of what operations have been performed on this structure. So we cannot do any modification or editing for these imported structures. So modify locally function is very helpful for cases like these. And today we will be talking about two features. One is modify face and the other one is remove feature. So first, let's talk about remove feature. This function is quite important for cases when you have imported a structure and it has some feature which are not relevant to your electromagnetic simulation. For example, the feature over here or over here, these features probably were important for a mechanical simulation, but they are not important for our electromagnetic simulation. In fact, these features will cause extra burden uh, on our computational resources, both time and memory. So we would like to get rid of such features. So for that, you see over here, we have a chamfer operation. We can remove that by selecting this face. I can select a face from here. I go to picks and pick face, or I can press F on my keyboard and select this face. And I can click remove feature. And you see this that information that was not relevant to me has been removed. And similarly, here I have a blend operation here, and I can do the same and remove feature from here. So that's something you can do to simplify your structure using remove feature. And the second thing I would like to show you today is modify face. So you will select a face, let's say this face or this face or this face, and you will modify it. What do you mean by modification? Modification means I will be able to change the position of that face, which essentially means I have once I am able to change the position of that face to, let's say, this point or this point or this point, I am basically giving a parameter or parameterizing my structure. Let's see how we do that. So let's say we have this cylindrical shape here. I would like to select the inner face because I want to modify that face. Let's select that face by pressing F. And then I go to modify locally and press modify face. And then it says that I will be doing offset face. And what is the value of offset? Let's call it a radius. And I press preview and it asks me the value for radius. Let's give it a value of -4 and see what happens. This is what happens. We have changed the radius of the structure. We can, and now it is parameterized with the name radius. Now we can always change this value of the parameter radius and define any value. Let's say I call it 0. If I press F7 to update it, this is the original structure that I had. So with 0, I get the original structure or original radius. If I go positive, my radius size will decrease. So let's say I go to 2 and press F7, which is to parametric update. You see my radius is now smaller. And if I press 3, and original size of this radius was 3. So if I press 3, you will see that it is gone. The radius is now 0, so we don't see any structure here. And if it was -3, you will see a structure like that. So you have basically parameterized this radius. Similarly, we can parameterize any length. Let's say I would like to parameterize this length here. I press F and select this face. And then I go to modify face and it asks me the offset value. I call it length and apply. It asks the value for the length. Let's call it 15. And you see that the length that was here has been increased by 15 millimeters. Now this length is also a parameter. If I give it 0, you will see the length will be similar to the original length. So let's say 0 and F7. This is the same length. If I say -5, it will be a smaller length, as you see here. If I say 20, you see it's an enlarged length. So we have parameterized this length. So today we have seen two things: how we can remove the features that are not of our interest for electromagnetic simulations. By selecting that face and pressing remove feature, we get rid of those unwanted information and save a little bit of our simulation time. The second thing that we have seen is we have parameterized a dimension, which can be a radius or a length, for imported shapes using the function modify face. So I hope this small video was helpful for you, and we will be coming back with more such videos showing you small details which can be helpful for you. Thank you so much.